Mayank says that right now we are silent, and it is apparent that this silence is conducive to understanding. But how to maintain this? How to ensure that this silence holds, that it is not momentary? It's actually simple, man, isn't it? You know what brings about this, what you call as environment of understanding. That was a phrase used by you, environment of understanding. You know what brings this about. Have you all tried to understand what brings this about? It's very simple and direct. Is it an external threat, a coercion, a compulsion? Is it some kind of gloominess which makes you fall silent? Is it an expectation? Or is it out of respect that you have fallen silent? None of that, none of that. If you investigate, and it's so recent and so close to you, you must find out. It's available to be found out. It's nothing but that you are writing questions that are relevant to you. And each single individual is doing that. The moment you go inwards, there is a beautiful silence that nothing else can bring about. You experienced that silence, right? You are experiencing it right now. It didn't come about because of the persuasion or influence of an external agency. The external agency might have just helped initiate it. But ultimately, it was because each single one of you was going inwards and writing questions that are pertinent to your life. That's a great meditation. Getting it, man? Nobody else is very relevant in this, if you look carefully. All disturbance ceases to affect you. Nothing matters but your own mind and your own awareness. The moment this mind that is habituated to traveling outwards starts looking within, you're using the same faculties right now that you use at other times in the day. You're using your eyes, you're using your ears, you're using your limbs and your mind. All of that is being used. But there is one central difference. In the last 15 minutes, this mind that otherwise remains preoccupied with everything external, all objects outside, what's happening there, who's talking to whom, what's there in the newspapers, what's up for gossip, what's there on the notice boards, what's there on Facebook and email. This same mind that is occupied with all that just went inwards and asked itself, what is it that fills me up? What is it that keeps me occupied? And you wrote those things down, didn't you? That's what you did. This same mind that is occupied with everything outside for a few minutes went inside right? And the result was this beautiful peace. Are you getting it? Yes? You experienced it? Hmm? You need no discipline for this. You need no discipline, no regulation for this. All you need is an intelligent mind that investigates not only the external but also itself. We all have that capability. But that capability is being lost, squandered upon analyzing, investigating, being obsessed with the external. The same capability, when it turns inwards, gives you these beautiful moments of silence and peace. And in this peace, there is understanding, there is intelligence. There is freedom from all kinds of disturbances. A subtle joy. See how nice all of you are looking right now. Composed, still, silent, attentive, not fearful, not full of expectations, just present. And that has not been brought about by me or anybody else. That has been brought about by your own mind that went within. That's the only way. That's the only way. There are two aspects to everything that happens, everything that you take notice of throughout the day. One, what is happening there. Second, what is happening here. And these two are highly interrelated. What do? We become so attached with what is happening there that we forget to look at what is happening here. But these two are two aspects of the same phenomena. If you want to know completely what is happening, then you must not only know what is happening there, but you should parallelly know what is happening here as well. Unfortunately, the method of science does not teach us that. Science says that when you are observing a pendulum, it is the pendulum that matters. So you focus completely on the pendulum. That is not the way of life. That may be the way of science, but that is not the way of life. In life, you look not only at that pendulum, but parallelly, you must be silently, subtly also aware of what is going on in the mind that is looking at the pendulum. So look at the pendulum, all right, but also have that subtle awareness of this observer that is looking at that pendulum. Do not get lost in the external. Do not get lost in the pendulum. Know that and know this. And when you know that and this, then you know everything. And then, even if there is a great disturbance outside, yet you will be very, very silent. Running, speaking, dancing, involved in everything that you do daily, you would still be experiencing this calmness and silence. Calmness and silence do not necessarily mean that you have to sit down and not move and be physically inactive. No. You can be extremely calm and still even when involved in vigorous physical activity. You might be dancing with all your might, or playing football, or writing an examination paper, or speaking upon a podium. Yet you can be deeply silent. Deeply silent. You might be shouting outwards, yet you could be deeply silent within. And when you are deeply silent within, then everything that you do has a special quality to it. Then your speech is beautiful, then your walk is beautiful, then everything that you do or think is beautiful. Are you getting it? I hope you are not thinking that silence is just the absence of sound. Please get over that notion. Silence is not just the absence of sound. Sound has its utility. Let there be a lot of sound, and let there yet be silence. Are you getting it? Yes? And that silence, let me repeat, is not cultivated through discipline. It is just a matter of the mind being aware not only of that, but also of this. And that is what happened just now. The mind became aware of this. That's what you were writing down in your sheets. Hence you got this. Right, ma'am? Alright, next one.